This is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Jay Will, and I'm down to dunk.
They had. There we go.
I'm Isaiah Hartenstein, and I'm down to dunk.
I hope savior of basketball has won.
Well, the Dortcher Chamber has been going pretty well.
I'm Aaron Wiggins, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Chet Holmgren, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mark Dagnall, and I'm down to dunk.
He just does a big smile and
I feel blessed by God to be here with down to dunk, be here with you.
I'm Alex Caruso, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm AJ Mitchell, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Isaiah Joe, and I'm down to dunk.
Oh, jeez. Are you going to sing it good enough for me to guess it, or?
Panhandle. Jeez. I'm tweaking.
Name 2 famous Oklahomans.
Myself and Jalen Williams.
Is that a crazy answer?
All my friends call me Bob.
Where's Rachel? Unique story. You lived a whole life.
Plain?
Plain.
This is Kason Wallace, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
True-blood Oklahoma.
That's right.
Pretty exciting, if you ask me.
This is J-Dub, world champion J-Dub, and I'm down to dunk. And eat burgers.
Welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. We're part of the Athletic Podcast Network. Before I get to my good friend, Alex Speers, I want to tell you about 2 other friends of mine, Aaron and Drew Reese of Shelter Insurance. Give Aaron a call, 405-773-5500, or Drew, 405-478-7714. Today, you can call or text them. You can. And get better home or car insurance. And also talk to them about how happy you are. The Thunder are up 1-0 on the Los Angeles Lakers. Give them a call or text today. Support the people of the sport. Down to dunk. With me on a Monday mid-morning is my good friend Alex Speers. Alex, what's up?
What's up, Andrew?
What's up? The Thunder beat the Lakers by 18. They covered the 15.5 points that they were favored by. And I can't say that there were that many guys outside of Chet and Jared McCain that played an amazing game. So it's a very strange start. The conversations I was having with some of the players, that was a weird game. It just had a really weird feel to it.
Yeah, it was weird because it genuinely was statistically one of the worst Shea games we've seen in recent memory.
Yeah.
He never scores below 20 points. That hasn't happened in a really long time. And those 7 turnovers, I was looking it up. You have to go back to last year, finals game 6.
Yeah.
I think he had 8 turnovers in that game.
Mm-hmm.
You flew out for that game. Got to watch it live.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, you have to go back to December 2024 for when he had a 7 turnover game, and that was against Denver. It just doesn't happen. And you can make the argument, it was probably a little bit of rust. Shea doesn't like game 1s apparently because he wasn't great in game 1 against Phoenix either. Mm-hmm. But I do think you have to give the Lakers some credit. If they did one thing well last night, they definitely had a plan for Shea and were very aggressive with it. And, at least statistically, I do think it paid off. It's just that it does not matter, which is kind of surprising. I know this team is super deep, and I know that, they have a bunch of guys who can do stuff, but not having Dub and having a Shea game like that, that's your chance as the Lakers to steal a game and to still lose by that many. That's got to be demoralizing. I thought the first quarter was demoralizing because I thought the Lakers were the better team in the first quarter. I thought they were playing really well. And then you look up at the end, it's Shea has 8 points and it's a 5-point lead. It's just,
it felt a little unsustainable to me, in the midst of it, because it was the Lakers are making some tough shots. And the Thunder are still just kind of hanging in. They seem very relaxed playing against this squad. It was interesting. It was really interesting to just kind of see the demeanor of both teams. And the Lakers they came out pushing really hard defensively. Marcus Smart in particular was
Smart had 2 hands on Shea at every single second.
All all the time. He did a great job.
He did.
It was just funny. And Shea, really for the first few possessions, like Shea didn't touch the ball. And part of me wonders, like, he was just kind of like making Marcus chase him. He's like, can I just get this guy a little bit tired and then I'll get the ball? Just kind of that felt like what the strategy was. Also, it's funny, like they got all tangled up toward the end of the game, and Marcus is just yelling at Zach Zarba, the official, just like, he's hooking me. And Shea looks at Zach and he's like, listen, we're both hooking each other. Like, yes, I was hooking him, but he was also hooking me. He was like, we're both doing it. It's like, why is anyone complaining? Like, we're both doing it.
That's funny.
It was just really funny.
Yeah, like I rewatched the 7 turnovers. One was kind of unfair. The very last one was when he was tracking down that, I guess it was a tip pass or something, and OKC possession going back to half court, and he dives on the floor. It leads to the jump ball. He gets the turnover for that because the Lakers got the jump ball. On the other hand, I do think he should have had 7, because do you remember that pass he made to Dort? Which I thought that was like the best example of something's up with Shea, because that was such a weird decision for him to make in that moment. If you don't remember, it was in the third quarter. He like got by Marcus Smart. He gets to the nail. He rises up. No one jumps with him. It's like a wide open midi. It looks great. It looks like a shot we've seen Shea take 100 times. And he passes it to Dort, who has LeBron right next to him and between Dort and the basket. So, like, Dort never had a shot. If Dort even was able to catch that, which of course, Dort was, like, shocked that the ball was coming to him and he couldn't handle it, turns into a turnover. But if he had caught it, he would have just had to, like, back out to the three-point line, because what's he going to do? I just thought that should have been a turnover on Shea, and I just thought it was a good example of Shea was just a little off in this game. I don't know if he was getting sped up by the Lakers. He had like several good passes out of double teams, but he also just had moments where he was throwing passes we just don't see him make. Yeah, we don't even see him attempt.
Yeah, Austin Reeves was just like watching him, and Marcus Smart had his back turned to him.
Yeah,
like no one was guarding him.
So weird.
No one was actually guarding him, and Dort just gets like a bullet almost to the face, just like, oh, like he just was not. He was like so surprised by it, and I think that's like some of. I mean, a lot of the guys like said, like, yeah, we're rusty. We haven't played in 8 days. So,
yeah.
And like a lot of the starters have only played. I think Brandon Rabar was telling me yesterday that they've played like 4 games. Like the starters have played 4 games in like 27 days.
Wow. Yeah.
And so like the rhythms that you get into, especially like as rhythmic of players as almost all of these guys are, like you just have to like find those rhythms again. And because they have such a wide margin for error, which they didn't. I mean, everybody remembers what happened Denver game 1 last year. And there was like a lot of rhythm problems with them then in game 1. And they ended up losing it at the very end just because of like little simple mistakes. But yeah,
it was just, they were unique mistakes from Shea. Like I'm thinking about that pass when he was in the corner, Reeves was guarding him. Luke Kennard starts to come over from the baseline to double, and he just throws it directly to Rui, who's just in the middle of the court. Just like a really weird play. It just felt in moments of that game he was really getting rushed. On the other hand, there were moments where he was getting doubled, and he made a really good quick pass, and immediately the Thunder had a massive advantage somewhere on the court.
Yeah.
So I actually do think it's good that he struggled in game 1, because if they move on to the next round, which we expect them to do, the defense they're going to see from either the Spurs or the Wolves is going to be a dramatic step up team wide. And so I would like for him to get this experience. I would like for the Lakers to be good defensively in this series, to get him more experience, get more reps against this.
It'd be great if they were just good at all at anything.
Well, it's funny because it's like we saw it in the Phoenix series, and you kind of feel this way instantly in this series, where it's just like, man, this team's just like so overmatched. Like this is really unfair. I mean, they do have some advantages over Phoenix. I think the size is the most obvious thing, and you saw their size at multiple points in game 1. But man, it's like when LeBron isn't involved in the offense, either because they're denying him the ball or he's on the bench, like the Lakers just had nothing.
Yeah.
I think on Cleaning the Glass had their half court offensive rating at 80.2, which isn't good.
That feels about right. That
Yeah.
feels about right for where they were. And still, like, LeBron, I mean, LeBron had to do everything for them, which is just you can't function as a basketball team when a 41-year-old is your best player. Like, that's just not a recipe for winning playoff series. No matter who the 41-year-old is, even though he's a living legend walking around OKC. Like, it's very cool. You know, it's the first time that LeBron has played a playoff series in OKC since 2012. It's like, it's all very cool. But it's just not, like, they need Luka and they need Austin Reeves to not be completely horrific.
Yeah, and it's a tough matchup for Austin Reeves because especially when LeBron's off the court, like, you can just focus everything on Reeves. Like, who are you really scared of on the court? I mean, they can just send so many bodies at him. LeBron, I thought, was great. Like, Nate Duncan, I don't know if you saw that stat that at least it felt like Dort was on him for the majority of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron never took a shot attempt against Dort.
Oh,
and scored 22 points, which I almost didn't believe it. And I went back and watched LeBron shot attempts, and it's true. He never took a shot attempt against Dort. He was like very deliberate about when he was going for his offense.
That is really funny.
Which was good. I mean, Dort is our best option against LeBron. You see, like, there were some switches between Dort and Queso, and it reminded me of the Nuggets game where Queso would get matched up on Jokic. Here, Queso was getting matched up on LeBron. It's like, come on, he has no chance. This isn't going to be good. I thought their best moments against LeBron were when they were denying him the ball. Like, there was a play from Caruso where they were just battling under the basket. All he was trying to do was stay in front of him to deny him an entry pass. And I would like to see more of that going forward, because this Lakers team really is only threatening at all when LeBron is involved.
Yeah, that's literally it. You can't play him 48 minutes a game. You have to,
or can you?
They might play him 42, but I don't think you play him 48 minutes.
Yeah, probably not. And the rough part is, now the games are every other night, which I think for the Thunder we see as a good thing, because it's like, okay, finally they can start playing some regular basketball again.
Yeah.
But we saw it in that Rockets series where over time the Lakers just started looking slower and older. Now, they were eventually able to close it out, but if that starts happening against the Thunder, this could be like the smallest margin of victory. Like, they're going to have to find something. Do you feel like if you're a Lakers fan coming out of that game, what are you telling yourself? What's your cope? I think you start with Austin Reeves. Like, okay, he can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Again, 3 for 16. He's got to be better than that.
He can't be that bad. Also, 3 for 16 might be the contract they would want to offer him after this season.
Damn. Andrew, no.
Yeah, I think that is like the number one thing right now on the Lakers fans, is like how bad Austin Reeves was. Because if you were to ask somebody that had only watched that game and had never seen any other games, be like, who's the second best player on the Lakers? Like, it's for sure not that white guy. Like,
yeah. I mean, I guess Rui had a good shooting night.
Rui was good.
I didn't realize Marcus Smart was 4 for 15. I mean, he was very important.
Shots. Yeah.
Yeah, and then other than Reeves, I think you say, hey, we held Shea to his lowest season total and highest season total for turnovers. Like, that is a genuine accomplishment, even if you want to, chalk it up to rust. No other team was able to do that to Shea.
Yeah.
So
it's just tough because you still lost by 18.
You did still lose by 18. And it felt competitive until the McCain back-to-back threes.
Yeah.
Because I think it was 13 before those 2 threes, and then it became 19. And just in an instant, it felt like the game was over. 13 with whatever it was like 8 minutes left in the game. It's like, okay, like Lakers could make a run at some point. And then those 2 threes hit, and it's just like, okay, we're in garbage time. We were instantly transported into garbage time.
Yeah, it's like now Dalton Connect gets to play. It's like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, but my two big thoughts on the Thunder were that was maybe the best Chet as play finisher game of his career.
He was awesome.
It was so funny how that game started, where he had like a couple mismatch opportunities. He had that post up against Austin Reeves, turnaround Jay, missed it.
Yeah.
He had another one against Ayton, missed it. He had like these self-creation opportunities, and they just weren't working. And then it was like he just decided, okay, I'm just going to be like the best play finisher ever. And he was so dominant in that role the rest of the game. Like he was so good at knowing where to be off ball throughout that entire game. His like spatial awareness. He was always exactly where he needed to be. He was always cutting at the perfect time on a drive, or he was always moving towards a dunker spot at the perfect time to get a putback. He was just so automatic in that role. And when he's doing that and also hitting his threes, I mean, I know we want to see self-creation Chet at some point in his career. We want to see that part of his game grow. But this version of Chet is so valuable when he's hitting his threes, being a play finisher, and playing, elite defense.
It's just nice that he can be this with basically AJ subbing in as like the creator,
Yeah.
Because with Dub out, it's like, okay, how does Chet get, all of his points here? Like it's just harder because you have guys that are just not really like true point guards. Like Queso actually got robbed of an assist whenever he threw a really nice pocket pass to Chet, and Chet missed like the bunny and then like basically like gave himself a self oop.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than that, it's like it's just nice to have somebody else that can break down the defense. But like also Shea did a great job of just like finding him too. Like it was a phenomenal Chet game on both ends.
Yeah, I had a Thunder fan message me just talking about alley-oops, like how far we've come as a team. Because last night there was a lot of oops. I mean, my favorite sequence in that game was the two bigs. I think it was in the second quarter when you had the dribble handoff from Hart to Chet, top of the key three. And then I think it was the very next offensive play, transition alley-oop, Hart to Chet, which that actually was the play where Vanderbilt got hurt. But like the chemistry between those two guys as 7-footers, when it's going like that, like they really feel unbeatable.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Chet just like looking like the number 2 pick and a guy that is like a cornerstone to your franchise is a big deal. It's a really big deal. He looked amazing yesterday. I mentioned AJ Mitchell.
Yeah, I was going to say, my other big thought from this game was how much stressful this run would be without AJ.
Yeah.
Like if you still had the J-Dub injury, like they would still be favored. They could still do it, but he has increased their margin for error so much just by being on the court, being another ball handler and creator for this team.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd really be banking on Kaysen like showing what he showed in February.
Yeah, and he hasn't really shown that since then.
Right. Yeah.
And like little spurts he has, but like not as like the like lone creator. And maybe he could do it if he was just tasked with doing it, but they seem very confident with AJ because I thought they might start Kaysen in this series, just to like put him on Austin. And the confidence that the Thunder have in AJ, not only as a creator but as a defender, they showed that yesterday how they feel about him because they started him and they let him be the primary defender on Austin, and he did a great job.
Yeah, he had a few like really good defensive sequences against Reeves, where Reeves just could not do anything against him.
Yeah, I mean, you watch him, and you're like, okay. Like really the only thing that you want to see come along a little bit more is just like the off-ball shooting. Because like creation stuff is it's high level. He can get to the rim. He's physical. He can defend. He can pass. It's just really just, can he be a spacer at all? But like, he has like all like the markings of like an all-star type player, which is wild that they got him in round 2 and like basically made all these like mini trades to get him. But yeah, he has all the markings of an all-star.
And it'll be interesting to see how good he can be in the next series if they beat the Lakers, because both of those teams, Spurs and the Wolves, just have like so much size, much more physical defenders, at least on him. I mean, Marcus Smart was very physical last night. I like, as good as this has looked, I just really want to emphasize how much they will need Dub.
Yeah,
in this next series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you kind of see it in moments against the Lakers, just the size discrepancy in some of these matchups.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
they don't have anybody that can guard LeBron great. I don't think.
No, they don't. Dort does well.
Yeah, but apparently LeBron doesn't let him do it.
Yeah, LeBron's too smart. He's not even going to try. Yeah, and then I was very excited to see Jared McCain get those early minutes in the second quarter. That was exciting. I wasn't thinking about it before this series, but as I'm watching that game, and in comparison to the Phoenix series, I was like, you know what, this might be a Jared McCain series. I mean, you look at, and he did have some bad plays defensively. He fouled Luke Kennard on a 3-pointer, not great. But even in comparison to Phoenix, like, there's just not as there are guys you can hide him on defensively, or at least attempt to hide him on. Whereas a lot of times, even against Phoenix, like, you're looking at, you know, a bunch of guards, like good scoring guards, whether it's like Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Colin Gillespie. It was a little bit harder to hide Jared McCain in that series. And it seems like they might be able to get away with it a little bit more against the Lakers. So I'm kind of hopeful that this might be a McCain series, because you could just, I mean, the energy he brings when he hit those 2 threes, I'm assuming that was the loudest it got all night.
Yeah, the one where it's like in transition, he passes to AJ in the corner, and then
passes back
to McCain, and he hits that. Like, yeah, it was loud. Also, should have been Titanium moment. What's happening?
What did they play?
I don't even know. Who cares?
Wow.
It's not Titanium. Who cares?
It seems like they're not as committed to this bit as you are.
That is 3,000% true.
Like, you're very aware of it. I'm wondering if for them it's just another button that they can press. They don't even really think about it.
Are they pretending that Titanium was never a thing? Like, what's happening?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm being gaslit by the Thunder right now with this Titanium stuff. I was like, did we even ever play Titanium? No one's saying that to me, but it feels like they're saying that to me.
It's a Mandela effect.
Is this a Mandela effect?
Yeah.
Did they even ever play it? Did they play Titanium?
It was always in your head. You just love the song Titanium. You listen to it when you're sitting at the scorer's table with your headphones in all game on repeat.
Oh, that's been it. No. Yeah, McCain's fun, man. Like, the crowd, it's cool that the crowd like recognizes McCain and like what it means when he gets the ball in the perimeter and he's wide open. Like, the crowd like revs up for him.
Yeah. And I think last night is like realistically the ideal version of Jared McCain in the playoffs, where he comes in for short spurts, and if he has it, he ends the game.
Yeah.
He hits a couple threes and the game's over.
Yeah.
And I really think he is certainly capable of doing that. I definitely question whether you can play him big minutes in the playoffs, because we've just seen enough defensively where he's just not there. But who knows? Like, he may grow in that facet of his game and be able to sustain extended minutes in the future. But for right now, if he's just this spark plug off the bench, put him in. Same with Joe. See if he's hitting his threes and can just blow a game open. The difference, I will say, is Joe had some like really nice defensive plays in that game. And I love that. Yeah, like he had kind of a quietly good game, because because he ends up, 9 points, 4 of 6 shooting, 1 of 3 on the threes. But what I liked was he had 2 chances where he could have taken a contested 3 and instead drove to the rack and converted 2 tough finishes.
Yeah, one on LeBron.
Over like legit defenders. That was very impressive, and that to me are the types of plays that you need to see to feel hopeful that the most improved player version of Isaiah Joe that we saw in the regular season is going to translate in later rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like you need that more dynamic aspect of his offensive game. It can't just be shooting threes because sometimes he's off. Sometimes he just doesn't make them.
Yeah. And he just couldn't find them. Like I think, and a lot of times teams can take those away. So if he's able to find other ways to score, then that makes a big difference. Yeah, when you can get 9 points from Isaiah Joe and you can get 12 points from Jared McCain, it's like, yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. We got to talk about the greatest play of Dort's career. It's not the greatest play of Dort's career. Maybe the greatest playmaking play of Dort's career.
Maybe.
Dort got it in the corner, did not take the 3, immediately attacked the closeout.
Yep.
Did a shot fake, then bounce pass to SGA in the dunker spot for a wide open dunk. This was in the second quarter. And SGA, along with everyone watching, looked completely surprised that series of events had just occurred. SJ looked like he could not believe what Dort had just done. It was just such a fluid sequence from Dort.
Yeah.
Like genuinely great playmaking sequence where he did everything you would want him to do in that role.
Well, he kind of did the same thing too, but it wasn't necessarily that same play. It was like toward the beginning of the game, they swing the ball all the way around to Dort in the corner. He drives past Ayton and Rui has to help, and he bounce passes to Chet in the corner.
Yeah.
It's like what's happening with Lou? Like he's becoming like the ideal Dort again.
I know. It's been pretty cool.
It has been cool. He's been phenomenal. Like defensively, he's locked in. Offensively, he just is like under complete control. And he's like only taking good shots. He's making good passes. He's a guy that deserves to play the 28 minutes where remember during the regular season, it was like, man, Dort's losing minutes.
Yeah.
Case was playing more. What's going to happen here? Oh, they might just need to just move him to the bench. It's like, no, like Dort's like pretty important to how they function come playoff time. It's almost like he's just like exploring the studio space during the regular season. And then it's like, all right, time to lock in. It's playoff time. Because that's literally what's happened.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of like an 82 game player versus a 16 game player,
yeah.
Dort is definitely a 16 game player. And that's even acknowledging that sometimes it looks bad, as it did during the Denver series.
Yeah.
But he is a 16 game player. I'm actually searching right now on StatHead because I realized he had 4 assists last night. Mm-hmm. How often does Dort have 4 assists?
It can't be too often.
Can't be too often. Yeah, so SGA ends up with a ton of turnovers. I felt as the game went on, because he did have 4 first half turnovers, and as I mentioned, the 7th one, which happened close to the end of the game, wasn't really his fault. I mean, it shouldn't really count as a turnover. So I did think he was getting better as the game went on. I did feel there were moments like when the double was coming earlier in the game, he just waited a little bit too long to pass out of it. And maybe it led to some of these bad passes. Whereas in the second half, I did feel like he was starting to make quicker passes. When he would see the double, he would immediately pass. And some of those, it was a great pass by him, and the Thunder didn't even convert the advantage. Like I remember one where I think he passed it to Kaysen. Kaysen swung it to Jay Will, who was wide open in the corner for a 3, and just hesitated. He didn't take the shot, and so the defender closed out on him, and the advantage was kind of spoiled. But if they're able to make quick decisions off of these passes out of double teams, there's massive advantages all over the court for them because the Lakers are being so aggressive, doubling Shea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see kind of how they like handle film today and how they make adjustments for the game tomorrow night. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Okay, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Jared Vanderbilt injury. And if you are squeamish, you might just hit fast forward like 13 times. Okay, we'll be right back. And we're back after that quick break. I want to tell you about my friends over at Bob Moore Kia. Still driving just a beautiful Kia Carnival around. And if you need a minivan, this should really be your only option, the Kia Carnival. And Bob Moore Kia should be your only option of where to buy it. Go to Bob Moore Kia on Northwest Expressway in between Council and Rockwell. Great people. The service is phenomenal. And they support Down to Dunk, which is very cool. So you can get a Kia Seltos for $297 a month for 48 months. You can get a Kia K4, $155 a month for 24 months. Go check it out and support the people that support Down to Dunk, and check out Bob Moore Kia. Okay, so Jared Vanderbilt hurts his finger. And it's like kind of unclear what was happening. And then you start to see the reactions because he's holding his hand. Like the officials even came over there like, did he get hit in the stomach? Like, what happened? Like, people just didn't know what happened because it all happened really fast. And then you start to see the reactions of not only the Thunder players, but the Thunder medical staff. And you're like, oh, there's something more happening here. Like, why are they checking out Vanderbilt if he got hit in the stomach? He clearly did not get hit in the stomach. And so you see him, then you see like some reports about it being his finger, and you're like, oh, this is weird. He hits the backboard. You can see the replay on television where he hits his pinky on the backboard. And I talked to several Thunder players about this yesterday, but when he like came over to the Thunder bench and like showed his hand, all they saw was just half his pinky gone and the bone.
Oh no.
Like that's why like Jada freaked out. Aaron Wiggins like turned away and was like, okay. Wiggs was telling me after the game last night, he was like, that's something that a surgeon should see. He's like, I shouldn't see that. I shouldn't be seeing that. Like I mean, these guys have never seen anything like it on a basketball court before. The Thunder medical staff, when they first saw it, thought that it had ripped his pinky off, like the pinky above his knuckle off, and they were looking for his pinky on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Like they were looking for it. Now, what they didn't know is like they had wrapped it in a towel.
Yeah.
But like his pinky was just like hanging on by like a thread.
Oh.
So like the force that he had to have when he went to like swat Chet's dunk was so, and it just had to have hit just right. It like bent it back and then literally broke it off. And he was in an insane amount of pain. Like you could tell, like you see guys get hurt all the time. You can see like they're uncomfortable and it's like they're annoyed.
It's rare to see that kind of reaction.
He was freaking out. And like part of it now we know it's like not just that his pinky was hurting, but like that he looked down and saw like it's off. Like my pinky's off. And like he was kind of freaking out about it. And so I guess they sewed it back on.
Ooh.
And like he has it in a splint right now. I don't know if any other surgery is required. I would guess so. I'd guess that you'd want to go to like a hand surgeon and like make sure that everything's put back correctly. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't really know that much about it,
man.
but like it was crazy. And like I talked to several guys about it that were like everybody's probably seen the video by now, but like I was trying to talk to as many of those guys that saw it that were over there on the bench. Just like tell me what you saw here and like what you think happened. But yeah, I've never seen anything like that either. I mean, he just like, it's just like a fluke thing where he just like swung so hard.
I'm very glad that the broadcast did not catch that. Because watching it from home, you didn't see anything. Like you didn't see anything on the initial play, and on the replay, you saw that his hand got clipped by the backboard, but you didn't see anything gruesome. I wonder if they did have a shot and just chose not to show it if it was that bad. But yeah, I didn't see anything. All you saw were the reactions, so you assumed it was really bad. I thought it was just like, popped out of his socket and it looked, it was like going in a weird direction. That is way worse.
Yeah.
Way worse. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really bad.
What a freak play.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. It's awful. It's awful. So game 2 is tomorrow night in OKC. Thunder up 1-0. I think Shea will be better. They need LeBron to like play a similar game, and they need Austin Reeves to be good if they want to be competitive. But it's just it's hard to like see everything coming together for the Lakers with the way the Thunder defense functions. Though, so I'll be interested to see what the changes are for both squads.
Yeah, the Lakers from 3, they only shot 33%, but they were 6 of 11 from the corners, which is something we always focus on as Thunder fans. They were good from the corners, but they were 4 of 19 above the break. So maybe that turns, and the Thunder, meanwhile, like they shot 43%. That's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. They're going to have a game where they shoot 28% from 3 in this series.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
true.
Maybe that will be the game. Because I would say the most common prediction of the series is OKC in 5. And you could kind of squint last night and see the version, like the type of game that would need to happen for the Lakers to get that win. I would assume that's most likely to happen at home in LA. But yeah, similar to the Suns, it's just they're just too overmatched. Now I'm starting to worry. My whole thing about the Spurs having a cakewalk to the conference finals. Clearly, that's not going to be the case because Ant's somehow playing after his knee bending backwards.
I don't.
I mean, that was kind of what I was thinking when I said that. Now I'm looking at the Thunder, like, man, I'm already booking it in my head. They're going to lose game 1 of the conference finals. They hate game 1s. If they get done this series early and that series goes long, I'm already mentally preparing for the game 1 loss. That's going to drive us insane. It will be the first like real moment of this playoffs potentially.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see what the Lakers can do.
It really could be.
But yeah, the Wolves Spurs,
dude.
I'm so mad at us because on Slam and Jam, we both made a bold prediction. Neither of us actually made a bold prediction. I picked the Knicks. You picked the Cavs to make the finals. Still possible. But
yours feels pretty good.
After that, we said, okay, neither of these are bold. What would be a bold prediction?
Yeah.
And we both agreed that the Wolves making a 3rd consecutive conference finals was bold, but also like within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
And I wish we had leaned into that because that would have looked so smart.
Yeah, we could have leaned a little more.
And I have to apologize to the Wolves because after their run last year, just the way they lost in 5 to the Thunder, and then you saw, they play this Warriors team that lost Steph, that they were winning the game. I mean, they won game 1 in that second round, the Warriors did. And then, Steph's out the rest of the series. Round 1, they play this weird Lakers team that it was just like they were completely overmatched. I was kind of poo-pooing that conference finals run, at least compared to the one 2 years before.
You weren't the only one. You weren't the only one.
Well, compared to 2 years before where they beat the defending champ Denver at home in a game 7, like that was a really impressive run. Yeah. But now at this point, like you just have to admit, like the Wolves, for as goofy as they can be in the regular season, where they can just go bozo mode all the time especially against bad teams, they are definitely playoff risers.
Yeah.
It does not seem to matter who is on the court, who is available to them. This team really is built for the playoffs. They remind me of like, what if the grit and grind Grizzlies had a superstar on their team?
Yeah.
Like that's the vibe I get from them, just because they have such a defined personality, such a defined identity, similar to those Grizz, but they're clearly better than those Grizzlies teams. They have a higher ceiling than those Grizzlies teams did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good comp because like Randall is like he's like Zebo in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I like that comp.
Rudy and Gasol. I mean, they literally have Mike Conley.
They literally have Mike Conley,
which is wild that he is playing.
Who was good in game one. I mean,
he
they need him.
was.
They need him to.
They absolutely need him to.
They need Io to get back. I don't know what his timeline looks like, but
and for the Spurs, like, listen, it's their first year in the playoffs. I don't think you could pick a better team to go against in the second round in terms of learning about yourself.
Yeah.
Because the Wolves are absolutely going to push them.
Yeah.
And they're going to learn so much about their team, win or lose, in this series. Similar to OKC against Dallas, a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited for this series. The Wolves are they just have they're like my favorite non-Thunder team to watch. All their series are good.
Yeah.
They just that series against Denver was so much fun. The way they came out and took game one against the Spurs, I was not expecting. And the fact that Champagny misses that 3 at the end, which just the way that game was going, you're like, man, this is awesome for the Wolves. But then they started making some classic Wolves dumb plays towards the end with like turnovers.
That turnover was so rough.
And then you get this beautiful shot from Champagny, like the most you could really ask for in that situation, and he misses it. I'm just very excited for that series.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It'll be fascinating to see how the Spurs respond in game 2. And also just like how the officials respond to like all the Wemby goaltending stuff.
Yeah, are we on Chris Finch's side now? Are we pro Finch?
We might be, because like there were some legit goaltends. Like I don't know, you can't say that some of those weren't. And so, Io's available. Miguel DeBella tells us so.
Oh, nice. Yeah, if they somehow make it through, not counting my chickens before they're hatched, who knows? Maybe the Lakers will find something. Maybe Luka will come back. But if they somehow made it past the Spurs, first of all, like one of the more impressive, if they didn't win the championship, one of the more impressive playoff runs in recent memory, beating the Nuggets Spurs back to back.
Yeah.
But I will be very interested just to think about that series, because I think I'm so anchored to last year, where I came out of that series with that 5-game series with the Wolves, just like, this team is good, obviously, but like there's such a big tier difference between these two teams. And one of the players who I thought was so good in that series, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, isn't on the team anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like this Wolves team is just better. Now, they're better in different ways, but I just think that they've become like a much more, I don't know, they've become one of like the more resilient teams in the NBA, where you just can never count them out. They've got a little bit of that Pacers vibe to them, where you're like, you're just never going to kill them. It's going to be so hard to finish them off.
Yeah, that's a good comp, because they do have a lot of resiliency to them. Now, they don't have a lot of depth. They have like good big man depth, but they don't have a lot of depth. And so it will be interesting to see them play against a team like OKC. And like this, San Antonio could certainly still win this series. We saw the Thunder lose game ones.
Yeah.
In 2 like very important series. So I'm curious to see the response from San Antonio and what they've got.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're still favored in the series.
Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox just needs to be better. He was horrible.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that I would, if I was a Spurs fan, that would really drive me insane.
I know.
Just knowing you have this backcourt of the future with Harper and Castle.
Yeah.
And needing to do this De'Aaron Fox thing for the
it's
foreseeable
just a little
future.
Weird.
And he had a good game again. He had a good game in the Portland series. I'm sure he'll have better games. But
certainly he will. Certainly.
He has the capability to have some really disappointing games.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I've got to go, Al, but shall we do a lottery simulation?
Oh yeah, lottery's on Sunday.
Boo.
Sunday.
Why is it on
Well,
So
they
lame.
want us to gather our mothers around the television screen and celebrate
Explain
Mother's
to
Day.
them what the lottery is.
Explain how all the different picks could go different places.
Yeah. Okay. It's time for a spin. Here we go.
One spin only.
Okay.
The Hawks get the number 1
The
pick.
Hawks, the Grizz, who desperately need to win, get in
Yeah.
the top 4.
The
good.
Jazz and the Kings.
The Jazz. Yeah.
I'd be fine with
The
this. Wizards get
Pacers
screwed.
lose their pick.
Ooh.
Yeah. That would
Brooklyn
be...
they're really, it's like impossible for 1 to 2 teams not to get just catastrophically screwed on Sunday.
The good news
Brooklyn
for
falling to 7. Although Darius Acuff,
That's what I was about to say. It's
you'd
like
be
if
able to talk
Akup's
yourself
there,
into it.
And it's like, yeah, he might be the best player on their team next year.
Yeah, he would. Man, you know what? We got Yaxel in this spin, but
Yeah.
I just learned that J. Will is younger than him,
Yeah.
which I will admit threw me off a little bit.
He's very old.
He's
He's
3
very,
months
very
younger than Yaxel.
Yeah.
Although I think that might work to OKC's benefit, except for the Golden State Warriors, because I do think Golden State would take him. But for every other team, I think if it would feel riskier for them taking an older player like at 8 or 9, taking a guy who's going to be 24 years old in his rookie season. Whereas OKC has that luxury. Okay, you spun it until you finally got an OKC jump.
I did. They got number 2. Bansa goes 1 to Brooklyn. OKC number 2. Would you want them to take Boozer? Do you have like a last thought there?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, me too.
I think he's got thunder written all over him.
Yeah, he does. He really does. Okay. Well, hope everybody enjoyed the game last night. We'll be back on Friday with another pod. Appreciate you guys. It's good to see some dunkers last night at the game. I'll try to do a video. Also, the dunk bus. I went to the dunk bus with my family yesterday. It's very, very cool. Saw Dusty at the dunk bus.
Yeah, Dusty was doing some art for them.
Yeah. There's like really cool merch there. And if you actually do, like, you can do this like dunk camera. And if you can raise or lower this goal, and they will like make this video for you that has like cameras that like that's above and behind you and to the side of you. And it like cuts it. And it like looks pretty cool, but they give you like this coupon to get free merch, and you can get like a shirt that's designed by Shay's brother.
Oh, really?
That's cool. That has like Shay on it. Like it's actually cool. My kids were like super, super pumped. Also, you can see Nick Gallo over there. So
is this at Scissortail?
No, it's over. If you guys know where the Shea mural is, the MVP mural.
Yeah.
It's like at the mural, basically.
Okay.
So it's like 626 West Main Street. So it is very cool.
You got to post those dunk videos.
I know. My kids all did a dunk video, and it's very fun.
Post them on Instagram. The safe. I feel like it's safer to post on Instagram.
Yeah, I think that's true. All right. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. We'll talk to you guys again on Friday.
I'm done to dunk. I'm done to dunk.